Wars have started over land, power, religion. But a pig? In the summer of 1859, a potato-loving pig was gunned down on a disputed island in the Pacific Northwest. That single gunshot nearly sparked a war between two global empires, the United States and Great Britain. This is the strange but true story of the Pig War, where muskets were drawn, warships arrived, and yet not a single human shot was fired. Buckle in. Let's set the stage. The San Juan Islands are a picturesque archipelago nestled between Washington State and British Columbia. Today they're peaceful and filled with tourists. But in the 1800s they were a hotbed of international tension. After the Oregon Treaty of 1846, the U.S. and Britain agreed to divide the Oregon Territory along the 49th parallel. But the treaty language was vague when it came to the waterways around the San Juan Islands. It simply stated the boundary should follow the middle of the channel, separating the continent from Vancouver Island. But here's the catch. Two channels exist in the area, Haro Strait and Rosario Strait, and the San Juan Islands sit between them. Both the U.S. and Britain claimed the islands as their own. By the 1850s, both Americans and British subjects were living there. Americans were homesteading, and the British had a Hudson's Bay Company outpost. Now, in any normal setting, this would have ended with a heated neighborly argument. But the pig belonged to Charles Griffin, an Irish employee of the Hudson's Bay Company, and technically a British subject. Griffin demanded compensation. Cutler offered $10, but Griffin insisted the pig was priceless and summoned British authorities. British magistrates threatened to arrest Cutler, who responded by calling for protection from American authorities on the mainland. And that was when things got really out of hand. The U.S. military took the situation seriously. Brigadier General William S. Harney, stationed in the Pacific Northwest, ordered Captain George Pickett, yes, the future Confederate general, to land troops on San Juan Island. Pickett arrived with 66 American soldiers and declared U.S. sovereignty over the island. The British were incensed. In response, they dispatched 3 warships under the command of Rear Admiral Robert L. Baines, anchoring off the coast in full view of the American encampment. Soon, over 400 American troops and 5 British warships were on site. Each side had orders not to fire the first shot, but tensions were electric. One misunderstanding, just one, could have triggered all-out war. Back in Washington, D.C., officials were horrified that the two nations might go to war over a pig. President James Buchanan sent General Winfield Scott, the highly respected hero of the Mexican-American War, to cool things down. Scott was a skilled negotiator and quickly calmed nerves. Each nation would keep no more than 100 men on the island, and they'd camp at opposite ends. And they did so peacefully for 12 years. Yes, you heard that right. For over a decade, British and American soldiers lived side by side on this disputed island, celebrating holidays together, holding joint parades, and sometimes even sharing whiskey. But eventually, both countries agreed to let a neutral party settle the dispute. In 1871, as part of the Treaty of Washington, the question of San Juan Island was handed to Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany for arbitration. After reviewing the evidence, Wilhelm ruled in favor of the United States in October 1872. The British withdrew peacefully. Thus, the Pig War ended officially without a single human casualty, and the U.S. gained sovereignty over the San Juan Islands, all because of one hungry pig. The Pig War is remembered today, not as a bloody conflict, but as a masterclass in diplomatic restraint. It showed that war isn't always inevitable, even intense, prideful standoffs between empires. It also illustrates how absurdly small events can test the resolve of major powers. Today you can visit American Camp and British Camp, preserved as part of the San Juan Island National Historical Park. There's even a Pig War memorial. And while no one knows what became of the pig's remains, its role in history lives on. So what did we learn from the Pig War? That even empires can be brought to the brink by petty squabbles. That cooler heads can prevent conflict. And that sometimes the most unlikely creature, a pig, can stumble into the pages of history. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe for more strange but true moments from history, and drop a comment below. What's the weirdest war you've ever heard of?